Hey everybody, it's David and Brian with VMblog, and we're here live in Nashville, Tennessee at the IGEL Disrupt event.
We're here at the Gaylord Opryland Resort, and we'll be doing live video coverage of the event and talking with some of the IGEL partners in the end user computing space.
Make sure to check out our videos at the events.vmblog.com page.
We're here in Nashville, Tennessee at IGEL Disrupt 2020, and I'm speaking with Scott Manchester from Microsoft. I almost blew that. I was like, I understand you had a presentation here at IGEL Disrupt. Can you tell me a little bit about what you showed there at the...
Sure. So the presentation was on the work that we've done with IGEL and the rest of the industry on Windows Virtual Desktop, and highlighting some of the opportunities that we have with the partner program with WVD. And we talked in detail about the partnership we struck with IGEL a little over a year ago to build a support for non-Windows endpoints remoting into our new Windows Virtual Desktop service. So it has a pretty elaborate opportunity that we saw to work with IGEL. There was a number of steps that would take us to get to the ultimate goal that we had. So the agreement we put in place had a lot of lofty goals, and we were actually really successful and were able to demonstrate everything that we'd hoped to accomplish at Ignite in November.
Well, it's been exciting to see the growth of IGEL over the past year. We were here for the last two events. Maybe you can tell me a little bit more about the partnership between Microsoft and IGEL?
Absolutely. So we have with Windows Virtual Desktop, we have a number of different partner programs. One of them is our hardware partner program. So there's a number of partners, including IGEL, that are participating in that. People that are building unique devices that connect up to Windows Virtual Desktop and the service, or they're adding support to their existing devices to allow them to remote into Windows Virtual Desktop. So with IGEL, we kind of struck a balance of both of those. So we worked with IGEL to take our SDK, the Windows Virtual Desktop SDK for Linux endpoints, and embed that into your IGEL OS. And we demonstrated both your USB stick, showing how you could boot straight into an environment on an existing laptop where it allowed you to immediately remote into Windows Virtual Desktop via this Linux OS, have full access to all your corporate resources, and work just as if you were on a local machine within your enterprise. Pop the flash drive out and you're back to your own operating system, your own personal device. And then we also demonstrated some of the IGEL dedicated endpoints and how those now can support native connectivity up to the WVD service.
Yeah, I think that's one of the strong points of IGEL is the fact that you can take existing hardware, not have to change all your hardware, and still give that same experience.
Yeah, I think the killer scenario, IGEL talks a lot about not having to rip and replace, right? You can take your existing hardware and simply repurpose it by putting in this flash drive. I think that might be an interesting scenario for some enterprises, but people want to work with modern devices also, right? They want a laptop with a thin bezel, and they want great battery life, and they want an ergonomic keyboard, and they want it to be light. So something that kind of represents all that new modern hardware, but then also has that ability to work within my own personal environment and then easily switch into the corporate environment. So that whole concept of bring your own device and be able to use a modern device, we see that quite often with Microsoft managed desktops, where Microsoft helps IT manage these endpoint devices, and when we can provide a modern device with a modern OS that boots quickly, and the customers can get, or users can get productive on those devices quickly, their job satisfaction goes up, their productivity goes up, right? They're more inclined to stay with that company. And I think IGEL provides a really unique opportunity to take and provide that same kind of experience with any device, and simply just plug the IGEL device in. Hey, that's your laptop, right? That's the one you bought. You chose that. That was your favorite machine. Yeah. Had whatever specs you were most comfortable with, and now you're using that in an enterprise environment without putting anything on your device. You're not, installing other software and kind of giving away your device and your personal environment into your work environment. I think that's probably the killer scenario that I see with this.
Great. I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with VMblog, and where can our listeners go if they want to find out more about Microsoft and the relationship?
Well, first off, you can follow me on Twitter at RDS4U, and then find out more about WVD. You can go to aka.ms/WVD.
Great. Thanks again.
My pleasure.
Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this VMblog video from the IGEL Disrupt 2020 event in Nashville.
And if you did like it, please like the video below and also hit the subscribe button. You know, we do a lot of events throughout the year covering IT, and if you want to stay up to date with us, you know, and you're subscribed, you'll get notified when we post a new video. You can also check us out on Facebook, Twitter,
or vmblog.com or our events.vmblog.com page, which has all of our different events that we cover throughout the year.